What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel on the final episode of the Alien vs. Predator conversion. We started this project many years ago, turning a X-Men vs. Street Fighter cabinet into an Alien vs. Predator cabinet. It served me for a lot of years, but when the Deluxes came out, specifically the Capcom Deluxe, I knew I had to give the guts of the AVP a new home. So once we got in the last video, we got the aesthetics looking the way that they should, the decals, the marquee, all that. Now it was time to actually take the heart and transplant it into the new body. Let's get started. Okay, I know the decals were fun and the marquee was neat to see, but that's just the icing on the cake. We haven't even gotten to the cake itself. And the cake, metaphorically speaking, in this case is the thing that makes this an Alien vs. Predator cabinet. It's all the guts, it's all the internals, it's all the inside wiring. We've got to take it from there and put it in to there. Now this should be fairly straightforward. All the math's been done for us. All the engineering's been done. We just got to take it out and put it in. Okay, so let's go ahead and start at the beginning. Power side. This will go into the new panel over there. There's a little bit of a height difference, but I hope that everything, for the most part, is going to fit. So no, I didn't think so soon that I would be undoing this beautiful wad of cables, but it's not terrible. This is where sort of taking your time, thinking things through, making them replaceable. Everything has the ability to unplug from the main control panel. Main power that feeds the actual, this is the main power that feeds everything, so I'm going to reuse that. Keep that looking as stock as possible. The power that feeds the board, we can disconnect that. This is the audio that leaves the board and goes to the knob, the volume control knob here. We have another amp over here, so I have to set that about mid-range, and then we can make the final adjustments with the knob out there. Everything else at this point should just be cutting all these little wire ties and then taking new squares. I don't even know what these freaking things are called. I use them all the time. I don't know what they're called, but the squares that actually stick to the panel and give you a place to attach to. I'll have to just replicate that. Anyone who's been inside these cabinets knows what you're getting into here. It's all basically the same. You're going to disconnect everything. The power for the, we have to rethink that because we don't have, oh, that's right. We got to find another 5-volt power source to tap into to power the lit coin door. That's something I didn't think of. Look at that. Look at that. Something I didn't think about. That was bound to happen, right? So we're going to get rid of, let's go ahead and take out the antenna completely. We'll probably sell this as a unit on eBay or maybe locally, or maybe even give it away to one of my members. We'll see what happens here. As I'm sitting here thinking about this, looking at my transformer again, I have the 12-volt input, and then I also have the 5 volts output. I had to get the 5 volts to run this little amp, which is perfect because I need 5 volts for the LED power strip. So I can just take this. This is just taped here. I can undo this. I can get a splitter, and then I can still have the 5 volts to power the board, and then the 5 volts to power the lit coin doors. I'll just have to get a barrel connector to female USB cable. Yeah, easy, light work. Of course, in review of, or in preparation for making this video, I went back and looked at some of the videos, the original build, preparing myself, like what did I do here, what did I do there, and I am really glad I took the time when I built this to have all these different connection methods. There should be nothing that's going to be irreplaceable. I should be able to just swap everything over. I'm not going to go as far as saying it's plug and play, but the components that I used have plug-in connections, with the exception of a couple terminal strips over here on the amp that powers the speakers. Besides that, this is going to be, take the time, use things like this bracket here. Some things that are going to kind of not be good are going to be the double-sided tape I used for the transformer over there, and then the amp. Hopefully that'll come off nice and easy. I've got some new stuff, so we'll see. If not, I mean, worst case scenario, I can always order more stuff. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. You know, it's funny when you look at this, what Arcade1up has done. Of course, a lot of it is not right. Lord knows I've been criticizing them pretty hard and heavy, but they've been pretty consistent about the way they build things. The hole pattern on the back of this. Now, whether this is their intention or not, let me get the wrench. Whether this is their intention or not, I have no idea. This could just be the way that they buy these. And in that case, I'm really lucky that I'm going from BOE monitor to a BOE monitor. The hole pattern is, yep, it's the same. It is the same. That is a good thing, kids. That is a good thing. Anyway, like I said, the worst part's going to be the double-sided tape I did use for the amp and the transformer. But that transformer has been awesome and hasn't given me any issues whatsoever. Nice solid-state transformer. Okay, the thread count's going to be the same, or the thread size is going to be the same on that. All these little things, you know, you worry about. Like, are the same? Are the screws going to work? Is everything going to fit? You don't always know. Now, if this was, I mean, ideally, I think, I'm going to be honest with you, I was really hoping that if I was to take this apart, I'd be putting it in a XL or Pro cab. Or, I guess the ideal thing would be, Arcade1up would just make the thing that I want. And then I never have to worry about, I wouldn't have to worry about making something, but that's fine, I don't mind it. Reusing this, putting it in much better. Okay, remember, that's going into plastic thread, so you just want that to be snug. Power goes to the right-hand side. And then we got our, take this and lace this through here. The power for the backlight. All right, cool. So let's keep on going. Okay, so we're starting with the easy side first. The video, the power, splitters. Take that. A couple of zip ties. Replicate what we had. It's going to go like that. There we go. There you go. See? So I think this cable is a little bit longer. Oh, I see what I did there. I've got another one there. I'm going to take up the slack. Okay, so we'll put another sticky guy here to mimic what we did over there. And we'll keep this. See, we'll do something like this, kind of keep that a little tight. Let's hit that later. Let's go ahead and put this. Let's get it right here, tighten that up. This is just the AV cables. Or not the AV cables, it's the HDMI cable and then the main power. Keep that straight. That feeds the board, which in turn feeds everything else. I might put some tape around here. Yeah, I think I need to get some Tessa tape. Put around there just to tighten that up, make that look a little better. And then this, let's take this and go behind the HDMI cable. And then when we do that, I can just do it like that. I can just do, yeah, I can bunch it up. Something like that. So when you look in here, it looks like it makes some sense. Okay, so here is the output going up to the speakers. So this is all this here. I didn't have enough length, obviously, to go all the way over here to the amp. So that's the output. The input is coming out of the PCB, in through the volume knob on the control panel, up through here, and into here, or into there. So this has its own volume control here, which I set about halfway, and then the other power, or the other volume control, is done from the control panel. All right, that bad boy did not want to give up the ghost. There we go. So we got some sticky we need to get off. Okay, so this stuff actually came off easier than I thought. Really stuck to that wall, though. I'm surprised I didn't tear up the wall over there. But I should be able to clean up the inside of the cabinet over there. That'd be good to go. All right, double-sided, fresh double-sided tape. I do have it plugged into the back there, so I can put this about, looks like it was about in line where that one was over there. Let's go ahead and, cool. Let me go ahead and add some more support so that the double-sided tape for the transformer is just holding up the transformer, not all this wiring dangling down. Okay, so I decided to take a little departure from what I had done before and use some standoffs. It's not the neatest looking thing in the world, but it's better than just having 2 layers of sticky double-sided tape that stuck it to the wall of the cabinet, which is what I had to do before. So we're gonna put this over here just a little bit, mark it, drill some holes, be very careful not to go all the way through the cabinet. It's very important. Okay, now comes the tedious part of taking all of this and putting it into this. It's going to be a little bit more complicated than just swapping some wires, because this is a little more complicated than just some wires. If you remember from the video that I did, a lot of transplanting went on inside here. So we're going to take this out. We're going to completely remove everything. Every single wire has to be disconnected and then reconnected to the buttons in here, and hopefully, yeah, we should have enough room, you know, inside this plastic piece. Of course, we're going to have to make a modification, cut the rear of it out so we could have access to all that stuff. So we got some things to do. So I guess the only one thing to do is to get started. Once again, I reviewed my videos, original build videos. I believe all of the stock controls in place, with the exception of, I think, maybe the joysticks. They had to be slightly modified to plug into the stock, or not the stock, but to plug into the Capcom Home Arcade PCB, so I may have to swap out those. But everything else, the buttons anyway, should just plug in. First and second generation control panels have the speaker inside. Luckily, look at that. Oh, a little bit of a difference there, huh? Let me show you what I'm talking about here. So I remember that I went back and I actually labeled everything too. So this is got a number 2 on it, right there, and it plugs into number 2 there. And then all these wires, all these, yeah, I kept all the, awesome. I kept all the labels on. So I can just say number 7 and its location on the new control panel. So sweet, that makes life a little bit easier. So I'm gonna do this. Let me go ahead and cut the video for now, and I'll bring you back in when we're done, or if there's something catastrophic happening. Okay, so everything's going off without a hitch so far. Here is the new control panel. You can see everything lays out exactly the same. A couple things that we're going to have to take note of. We're going to have to make some changes too. So here are the coin buttons, right? The coin in buttons. I'm going to use the live button over here as the coin in for both. Okay, so the control panel is all done. You can see my little splice job here. I've got the ground, and then I've got the input's going to go to either player 2 or player 1 or player 2, either one. So we got that taken care of. We also have the base, or the tray modified, so we're going to put that together. Of course, the only problem we have now is that all the wires, all the connectors are not exposed. The actual power button on the actual Capcom arcade board, the power button is obscured by this piece of wood here, and then all the other all the other connections are just barely sticking through, so I would have to get different cables. Or we can cut this notch a little bit bigger. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Okay, so the hole is a little messy, but with all the cables completely connected, now it's time to hit the switch, see what we got. Hold on to your butts. Marquee comes on, that's always good. A little bit of buzzing, maybe I can turn that down on the back. Turn down the knob on the back side. Crank it up a little bit here. All right. Okay, we got some up, down, left, right. We got that's the coin in button. Oh, I did both at the same time. That's going to get me out of it. Oh, okay. So let's do up, down, left, right. Bam, 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 bam. We got player 2, player 1. But if you hit both these at the same time, oh, there you go. Yeah, see, there you go. Look, boom, boom. Okay, we got it. All right, we're good. Sweet. All right. All right, let's check it out. A little dirty there. I have to clean up some of that. All right. Oh, this is awesome. There we go. That's right. So quit. Boom. Okay, so. And as I finalize all the cable management, I step back and I realize this thing is done. And done a lot quicker than I thought. It really pays to plan ahead when you do these modifications. Take the time to do things correctly. A lot of plug and play adapters is the way to go if you ever have to change anything up in the future. Is something important to note. I want to point out there is a USB port on the back of the Capcom Home Arcade Stick, so I didn't have to buy that adapter that I talked about in the video, so that was definitely a plus. Everything is neat and clean and tidy. It works just as good as it did before. And you know, I know I paid a couple $100 for that Capcom Home Arcade Stick. It's actually lasting and it's doing a good job. Having that built-in Wi-Fi antenna, allowing it to do some updates, has helped me out for sure. I think I've got 2, maybe 3 updates over the life of the console. And I can confidently say that the Street Fighter II Capcom Deluxe cabinet is my favorite cabinet, 3/4 scale, that Arcade1up has ever built. And it makes you kind of wonder, what other Arcade1up product could be transplanted into one of these cabinets? Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the channel. You all have a blessed day, and I will see all of you next time.